Hello, this is Bob Gray Sr. Welcome to Ministry Moments. Lord willing, every Friday at 3 o'clock Central Time, we'll come with this broadcast, Ministry Moments, and you go to Solve Church Problems YouTube and subscribe to the Ministry Moments, and that way you'll get them every week, just like that. First of all, I want to thank you for your prayers for Mrs. Gray, still in the hospital. Of course, we're all in a lockdown here, just like you are where you're at. And so they locked it down just before she went to surgery, so I was unable to be with her. I'd left the hospital and they wouldn't let me back in. And so she's had both legs worked on. She fell and broke both legs. And I just can't imagine all that she's going through. But hopefully by next week or the week after, she'll be able to leave the hospital and come home. And then, of course, our work begins on rehabilitation. And I have a doctor's degree. I stayed at a Holiday Inn Express one night. But anyway, thank you for praying for her, and just keep up the prayers if you would. Well, this is Ministry Moments, and this is when I try to give some feedback. People ask questions, they email me, they call, they text, and so on. I'm not traveling. I'm home now because of the virus, because of all the shutdowns, and the meetings have been shut down. And I think honestly, we want to pray for our evangelists because they're not on the road. They're at home, and meetings have been shut down. And so God will supply, God will take care. And I call it the Goshen factor. We live in Egypt. We also live in the land of Goshen in Egypt, and God's going to take care and protect. So pray for each other, uplift each other, encourage each other. And this is the time to start pulling together. But I want to talk to you about, during this period of time, Sunday school teachers, and give you some ideas of some things that I've shared with others who've asked, what do I do? We are limited by the crowd size. We don't know what to do. And so we're live streaming. We're doing everything that we can. But let me give you an idea. I think maybe that might be of help on Sunday school teachers. All right. Number one. List your students' addresses by geography. Take a list of I'm talking to Sunday school teachers now. Get a list of all of your roll, and I just hope your roll is updated. If it's not, shame on you, it ought to be. But list it by geography. Give go from one close to where you're at to the next area, the next area, next area. And you ought to do that anyway. Because then that way, when you visit students, you can visit them in the several students in one area. Now, that's why it's important to have small Sunday school classes. If you get over 20, you're going to have a hard time keeping up with them, and out of sight, out of mind. If they're gone for 2 weeks and you're so busy with everything else, you're going to forget about them if you don't have a roll written out. And so I would list your students, have a roll, and categorize it by geography. Number two, make up a grab bag. Make up a grab bag. You could get a clear bag, put a bow on it, and fill that thing as a gift from you, the Sunday school teacher, to the student. So number one, list your students by geography. Number two, make up what I call a grab bag. I'm dating myself, I guess, but fill it with goodies. Fill it with animal crackers or something like that. Fill it with goodies appropriate for their age, and but fill it with goodies. Number four, fill it with puzzles and other age appropriate games for the mind. These kids are going to drive their parents crazy. You ought to supply them with some puzzles. Well, I love puzzles. We used to put the great big puzzles together. And give them a puzzle. Give them something that's age appropriate for whatever class, whatever age group you're teaching, and put together a grab bag. List your students by geographical their location. All right. Then fill it with goodies as age appropriate for your Sunday school class. Then fill it with puzzles and other games of the mind to keep them busy. All right. Next, put their name on each bag. So when you put the bag together in a clear bag, put their name on it on the top. Well, every kid loves to see their name in print. And put their name on the bag because you're letting them know this is for you. We have got this bag just for you. It's a gift from your Sunday school teacher to you to let you know I'm thinking of you and praying for you. So you want to list your students by geography. All right. Number 2, you want to make up a grab bag with a clear bag so that the parents can see what's in it. Fill it with goodies. Give them a lot of sugar. That'll drive the parents crazy. Fill it with puzzles and other age-appropriate games for the mind, something that will challenge them and keep them age-appropriate now. Put their names on each bag. John Smith, from your Sunday school teacher, we love you. Put that on there. Write a personal note and put it inside the bag. So you have the clear bag. The parent could look and see just exactly what's in it, and put games in there. Put puzzles. Puzzles are good. And then have age-appropriate games for them, things for the puzzles and the crossword puzzles and that type of thing. Then put their name on each bag, and then write a personal note and put it on the inside, and let them know I'm praying for you and thinking about you and miss being unable to have a Sunday school class if that's what your church has decided to do. Next, hand deliver them to the door. Go to the door, ring the doorbell, knock on the door, step back away from the door. So when they open the door, there's distance. You're making that move. You're backing up, and then hand them the bag and say, "This is for Johnny. Is Johnny here? I'd like to give this for you to give this to Johnny. It's a gift from his Sunday school teacher to him." Lets the student know he's thinking about him, because again, out of sight, out of mind. Whether you like it or don't like it, if you don't, you go a couple of weeks without seeing your students, and you'll get preoccupied with a lot of other pressures in your life. Next, hand deliver them to the door. Next, if not home, then hang it on the doorknob. If they're not home, then hang it on the doorknob. Put a beautiful bow on it. Put a clear, a colorful sack to put it in. Next, call the students. Those that were not home, when you get back, you've got their number, pick up the phone and call them and say, "Hey, this is your Sunday school teacher, Johnny. I just stopped by to see you," and leaving a message maybe. And but you weren't there. But if you go to the front porch, you'll see a little gift from me to you. I think that's very important. And during this time, especially, to stay in touch with them, call them, talk to them. That our kids loved it. We were at First Baptist Church, and the Sunday school teachers would come by and see our kids. As big as that church was, those Sunday school teachers came by to see our children, and that meant a lot. So number 1, list your students by geography, so you have a plan as you go out to do this. Number 2, I call it a grab bag. I'm not sure what you call it, but I make it a clear plastic bag. Put a beautiful bow on it and fill it with goodies. Number 4, fill it with puzzles and other age-appropriate games for the mind. Give them something to keep them busy, crossword puzzles and so on. Put their names on each bag so that they see it's for them, not for anybody else. It's for them. Write a personal note and put it inside the bag. So they rip that bag open, they'll see a card there, a note there from the teacher to them. What they'll do, the little ones, they'll have their mom and dad read that to them. Hand deliver them to the door. If they're not home, then leave it on the doorknob. But when they open the door, step back, hand them the bag and ask them, "Is Johnny here? Is Susie here?" And then you can give the bag to them, or the parents, if they want, they can give it to them. Some cases, this may be a way of introducing yourself to mom and dad, and you might get a chance to lead somebody to Christ, a mom or a dad to Christ, and maybe the first contact that they have with their child's Sunday school teacher. That's a good thing. So write a personal note, put it on the inside, hand deliver it to the door. If they're not home, leave it on the doorknob. And then number 9, call the student, call them. Pick up the phone and call them. If you couldn't make contact with them, call and leave a message, or ask the parent, "This is brother so-and-so. I teach the 5th grade boys. Is Johnny home? And I'd like to just tell him I left a gift for him on the front porch or on the doorknob. And I think that's very important. Then calling the students, that'll help. Update your class rules. This is a perfect opportunity for address changes and so on like that to update your class rule. One of the biggest downfalls of the Sunday school program is the fact of not having an accurate roll of all of the students that are in your class. Have an accurate roll, and this may be a way of you updating it. Well, Ministry Moments, just some thoughts here that I've shared with others, and there some teachers, they thank me for it. Some pastors thank me for it. Maybe it might help you. This is so important right now, especially with this virus, this COVID-19 that's here. And this too will pass, and we'll have greater days than ever. And you be optimistic about this thing. Don't be pessimistic. You're living in the Goshen factor. Don't forget about the Goshen factor. Join me every Friday, 3 o'clock Central Time for Ministry Moments. You go to solvechurchproblems.com, and we've got a little treat on there. We went back to 1980, the first Sunday in Texas, and those sermons are on there. My voice is a little higher, but it's the same truth. Anyway, you'll find daily quotes, ministry ideas, and so a lot of things I think will be of help to you. So solvechurchproblems.com, and subscribe to this now. Don't forget to do that. Ministry Moments, Solve Church Problems YouTube, and then go on there and subscribe if you would. God bless you. I know it's hard right now. I know it's rough. Rough at our house right now with my dear wife, and haven't seen her since the surgery. And, you worry, you pray, you beg God for help, but you got to stay on top side. You be Mr. Optimistic. And again, the Goshen factor, you're living in the land of Goshen. I hope this has helped you. God bless you. Join us again next Friday now at 3 o'clock Central Time. And maybe we'll be able to share some other thoughts with you. It'd be a blessing. God bless you. Have a great day.